right. Hello and welcome. Just getting things started here. You go ahead and go outside. And so today I want to add a fair amount of storage for stone because I'm going to keep using this drill forever because it's entertaining. And so we're going to go off over the side here, and we're going to have, I don't know if you've ever seen some sort of like gravel quarry. They kind of drop it down into sort of a tank or something. And so I'm going to try to recreate that, and I think it'll be fun. So just a little catch up from previous episodes. We have started with the little miner unit here. Set up a real basic base. Nothing special there yet. And got the basics of storage and a refinery and assembler. And then set up a little welding and grinding ship. And started working on solar. Made this larger one, and then we designed together a smaller solar unit and started putting that out here. Eventually I hope to have a field of solar, and I just think they're pretty cool and you don't see this very often. And then went back and worked on the piston drill in the last episode. We set up this conveyor belt that will automatically weld in a new piston tube kind of thing and put it into the machine and then project up and weld up a new one, and they'll just keep flowing all day. So that's kind of giving movement that we were looking for. And then off camera I actually did a little bit of cleanup. I added some lights, a little bit of coloring, a few more blocks, and I added this piston that is automated as well, and a couple lights. So you can see it kind of brings up that piston, and then to make room for the new tube that we pretend goes in there. And then once it's in there, then it'll actually go downward. So we kind of have a dual motion action piston thing going on. So I like the way that's coming together. And to continue, and also just clean this up a little, added a specific like weight side here. I'm using heavy blocks instead of them welded batteries, and added some lights here as well. Also, these spotlights, they're on like the minimum intensity, and so it'll be kind of fun as this is a larger pit to see at the bottom like lights moving and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. And so today really haven't seen a lot of examples of this in game, so I'm just kind of making it up as they go. Let me just we'll redo this, but I'll give you the general idea of what I'm going. I want to kind of bring something up a bit, which trying to do any sort of conveyors on a incline is pretty tough, but I want to come up a little bit and then come over, not throw blocks on the ground, hopefully. Let's see. And then I want to come in and drop the stone into a tank that's below. And want a kind of big tank with probably like 6 large storage containers in there. I think think I want to come over a bit more first. So let's do this. And yeah. And then I'm thinking I'll use the industrial containers. Okay. We'll just kind of lay this out a little bit here. I mean, I guess we could just do 4, but I wouldn't mind having a little more than 4. Kind of want 6. Let's see how this looks here. Yeah. So I kind of want to pretend that we're making a tank of some sort here. I guess a question is, do I want to go higher? And I may want to. I kind of want everything sort of exaggerated, right? As far as the processing goes. So yeah, so maybe we'll bring this up too high. And then we're going to need a level that's just kind of like a funnel. So if we're going too high, then I don't need to do this whole grid worth. Yeah. I like it. And part of my thinking is, well, I wanted to have storage anyways for stone. And then one nice way to add, and I kind of want to add movement to every building in a way, some sort of movement. And so I was thinking I would have stone ejectors, and that would kind of cover movement. And I'm thinking about using small grid ejectors so that I can kind of keep it smaller there. Yeah. Give me just 1 second here. Yeah. So okay. So. Oof. I think this is about right on spacing. That much between the buildings. It's okay. And I really just need a foundation. I guess I'll just bring 2 of these out here. Or a loop? I don't know. Let's see. So the top part is going to carry the stone. So I don't need to have any conveyors here. Oh, dang. Hey, shoot. Shoot, I am making a... I'm going to have stone coming out and down into kind of a tank. I've seen this at like gravel quarries and stuff. And so I think that'll be kind of cool. Also, I added this additional piston here that that I'm pretending is pushing down the new pipe every time it's added. It has lights too, but you really can't see it during the day. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of need to wire or convey the bottom of the tank first. I think I'll have, yeah, more movement. I think I'll have it too high, and so I just need like a square or like a plus sign essentially. Okay. Armored conveyors, okay. Actually junctions. It's kind of funny, like, it's not efficient to use conveyor junctions because it costs the same PCU as a container, so you might as well. But sometimes I just don't like dealing with extra storage in my base. Like, okay. Actually, let me bring that out further. Honestly, the more spread out things are, the better, probably. The cooler. Alright. So that's a conveyor, and then there's 2 space in between, I would guess. Oops. Sorry, 2 space, but I need to convey them all together. Okay. Try this again. And then I guess I'm thinking I'll just kind of keep going in this direction for the next part of the refinery, because I need to redo all my refining anyways. So drill, storage tank, and then refinery. So 8, 2, then up, and then I guess a T direction in this other way. I may not use the T, but just in case. 2. All right. I'm just pointing these all upward because it's nice to be able to see what I'm working with. Yes, I hope not to drill the storage tank. I just found out today that in SE2 they are definitely planning on having a hologram first building. So it's finally catching on to be a standard feature in places. That's great. But that means it'll be easy to like copy your segments and paste them. Okay. I think I went one too many. It's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to make like a tank look. So I'm can't round all the corners, but maybe I can taper them off. We'll see. Yeah, if I can have some sort of movement on every on every building, then that'd be pretty cool. All right, connected. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Space Engineers too. It's just going to be so long before it's a non-creative game, you know? But hey, maybe in the 2 years that it takes or whatever, I'll get bored of Dune Awakening. Yeah. Well, and I kind of just wanted to do things here that were like different than a normal playthrough, and like all this is absurd, so that's good. Like, yeah, I mean, people never try to put any realism into like the mining process, really. Which is kind of surprising in a way. Like, I mean, I have seen some mods, and some epic builds, but not really, not really realistic. Oh my god, I'm so stoked for Dune. I can't wait. I'm glad I kind of like blocked it out for a while because I'm like, well, I don't know when they're exactly gonna release it, so like I didn't get excited. But now that like it's a month away, I'm dying. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Apparently, you might need to be in a group to do so, but apparently there's a Hagen basin where you can make your base, and you choose that, and then that's like the only place that you can build, the only Haga basin you can build in. But you can, if you join a group with other people, you can go visit their Haga basin, and like you could go to like a guild base that was in a different Haga basin if you wanted. So kind of cool. Like we'll still be able to like go visit other builds and things. Okay, this looks cool. Let's see if it works. I guess it doesn't really matter which direction the middle one's facing. Yeah, and then I guess these other ones I just want them facing out, just in case I want to pipe from them. These containers are so beautiful, but I never use them because they're missing a couple of ports inside. I just never wanted to be in a case where I'm like, oh, I can't connect there. Yeah, definitely gonna trap up. Let's see. I should probably be using this. Let's try this. Okay, I got lots of steel plates. I don't need steel plates right now. Yeah. Hey, Brown. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, they should just, like, I don't know. I don't think they should have a difference for the things like connection points and such on DLC blocks versus not. Welcome, Brown. Made some minor improvements off camera to the drill rig, and then now I'm adding a tank for stone storage. And I'll see if the welders help. I mean, even if it just gets all the interior plates in, that probably saves me. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, I'm pretty bad about it. Like, I just, I don't. I guess with having a larger player inventory as well, then it's also a toss-up between using a welder ship or not. If I had normal inventory, then yeah, it'd be kind of screwed. I'd have to. Let's see here. So, I'm gonna make this into like an X here, and I'll make 2 layers like that, and then I'll try to round it into a tank sort of situation. And then I'm going to bring the stone up and over and eject it out, and probably use small grid for the ejection part so that it's like smaller granules. And we'll see how it goes, but I may also, yeah, eventually you do need a ship to weld. We'll see how it goes, but I may also add like a timer or something so that like, I don't know, so that the shower of stone looks cooler. But we'll see. The stone shower. Oh, I finally out of metal grids. No. One thing about having sorting right is if you have a good sorter, then your assembler never gets packed. But if you don't, sometimes it does like back up with too much material and can't craft. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, I think I'll just add another layer. I probably need to make some more interior plates. Yes. Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, the challenge is that in like especially if you play on like an official server, nobody likes to use sorters because they all cost extra PCU, and then any tubing you add costs PCU as well, and you're just kind of like sort of a waste, I guess. So a lot of people don't do advanced sorting, but it is really cool when you can. Let's see, I'm trying to match this here. I think it was this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna do these by hand. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna work my way through, but I'll add the stone storage this time, and hopefully make that nice. And then next time I'll probably start on the refinery, and for that I want to add another, maybe like smaller version of this that ejects the extra gravel. But I'm thinking I'll set an event controller so to keep a certain amount of gravel. Event controllers are actually a really big deal in the game. Like, they did add a lot of functionality with that. Yeah, what I'm thinking is that if I move the refinery stuff down this direction, then maybe in the other direction I can do a little more of the like circuitry type stuff and control building things. It's funny when I feel like back in the day, I didn't have that problem very often where I'd go to pull for the build planner and only half the stuff would come out. But like it happens all the time now. I feel like they changed something. Maybe I just use the build planner more now, so now I notice. Okay. Nice. So yeah, I guess maybe I'll work on the funnel part first, so that I know what I need to build around. So we need a collector. Oh. Well. I'm wondering. Let's see. So these are not necessarily connected on the outside. Around the outside. So I worry that if I only had an input right here, that it might not spread out correctly. I guess it... Because if it has to go down to the bottom and then through 2 conveyor ports, I'm not 100% positive that if I had like something over here, that it would fill up all these stone boxes before getting to it. So I think just in case, I will add in one more layer on top that'll split. Yeah, just in case. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it would, that like it'll always go to the closest things, and these would always be the closest. But I don't want to rebuild it later or add extra sorting later, so it's probably better that I just double convey these, I guess. Interior plates. Okay. Collectors are pretty cool. I've actually, if you, let's say you just wanted to start as fast as possible on a planet, it's actually, potentially it's better to use collectors and mine into them underground than it is to actually make a build ship. So you can actually get really far without making like a drill ship by using collectors. Yeah, I think at some point I need to make a video on like the fastest method for mining. Because ironically, a piston is not it. Neither is a drill ship usually. Let's see. See, this is going to be. This is the biggest difference with SE2 is going to be the block rotation, because it is instead of being compared to where you're at, it's just always the same rotations. Well, yeah, okay. Build and repair changes a lot. But I mean, you can essentially have the same sort of experience if you just build around a collector at the bottom. I've even seen one content creator actually made a drill ship that just ejects, and so he had a collector at the bottom of a hole, and then he just keep drilling stuff off the top of that funnel, and it's pretty effective. And because the drill ship just ejected, it could keep drilling as long as you wanted. Yeah, I might need to set up some like specific tests. Or maybe maybe I make a video of like, starting out and with no drill ships and no piston drills, and just kind of like show how quick you can get going or something. I don't know. Because I've done it, like, sometimes I wanted to create a new base on a different planet on official, and like I didn't want to take apart all my drills, my 5 that I can have. Man, this tank's gonna be tall, which is good. But I'm also glad that I'm building this before that top part, because that may need to extend higher. Okay, and then can I make one? I can't. Oh. I mean, I'm going to use small stone particles, so I shouldn't have a problem going into 1, but I'm thinking maybe I do 6 just to be sure. Yeah, let's yeah, let's, better safe than sorry. Let's do, oh wait, no. Yeah, actually, I'll just try 1. It'll be fine. Yeah, totally fine. Nothing to worry about. I wonder. I mean, I think I can use. Yeah, everything's always the same. Like, you always get the same, like, stack of basic assembler, basic refinery, wind generator. Like, it always looks exactly the same for everybody. It doesn't need to. No, I mean, we'll do that first. Yeah, I have a video on it, but I need to make a cleaner one. But I have a video on how to turn your drop pod into an auto miner. That's a pretty cool way to start. Okay, I'm hoping that I can just use the double slant. I mean, I think the thing is, since it'll be a small grid ejector, like each little stone rock is pretty small. So this could never get clogged as far as I know. Yeah. And, I'm hoping that this will be enough. It should be. Actually, I don't know what to do on the corners, but we'll see what that looks like. Yeah. There's always like a block or two that we're missing, you know? I mean, like, that kind of works, but I much prefer a lower profile. I mean, I feel like if I'm gonna use that, then I might as well just tighten the whole thing. Okay. Let me just double check that there isn't some block I'm missing. I think so. Let's see, is there half? I mean, there's this. There's that, but I don't know what the next level is. Let's see. But then it's flat on the side. Yeah, but it's got this flat ledge here, so that's, I mean, it connects here, but that's not covered. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. Oh, oops. Okay, standard-ish blocks. Yeah. We'll just have to keep the rain small when we make it rain. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, at least in SE2 you can use the extra small blocks to kind of, you know, sort of cover. But I do hope they add more, because there's, I mean, at some level of detail you'll still be lacking blocks, you know? Alright, nice. Oof. Okay. I guess I can come out from the side. Yeah, more port conveyors would be nice too. Oh my god, I could sure use a diagonal conveyor, you know? That would be nice. Okay. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this on all four sides until I'm sure it's the right one, but I mean, I think if I just kind of wrap this around as best I can, then I'll be doing good. I'm playing so much Enshrouded, I keep like wanting to press R to rotate. Yeah, I know. I am talking crazy. Diagonals, curves, maybe. Like more than just one curve in the game, that'd be nice. A half curve? Oh, yeah. Let's see here. So that's pretty good. I guess I do just a regular regular triangle in between. Yeah. Okay. That's a perfect circle there, right? right click and Q for more options. Yeah. This is what happens when I press right click and Q. I flip. Let me just weld this corner just to make sure it'll look okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good tank. I'll just, I guess, just bring it up to the, well, I don't want to make it unusually tall, and it's not like I have a good diagonal lip anyway, so I think I'll just go flat at this top level. Yeah. Because like if I could make a mound of dirt show, I might do that, but I can't. Man, it might actually be welder time here. I went too far again. It's nice. There should be a fair amount of structural integrity with all this. Actually, no, I did want to go there. Speaking of structural integrity, Guess I'll just bring these down. I don't need to have too many supporting structures in here because it's not like, I mean, as long as the containers are connected, I'm fine, but I do want something. I figure I will let it get dark just so I can kind of show you the lights on that a little. Oh, Prime, you may have noticed there hasn't been a complaint about energy. I got a mod for energy. It's kind of cheating, but like when I get in the zone building, I may take it off later or change it. Okay, I think I'll get the supports done and then I'll come back for the rest. Yeah, I know. Ruining my immersion. I mean, like, sometimes you are trying to, like, challenge yourself to survive, but, like, in this case, it's all about just doing some unique engineering, so... Let's see. Okay. Well, that's gonna be... Yeah, that should be a cool tank setup. Get plenty of steel plates. Oh, I have 14K steel plates. Nice. Oh. I don't have the power for this. Wow. Okay. She just can't take it no more. Where am I dropping off? Gone too far. Okay, how about now? Oh my god. Oh, there we go. I think we're flying. Just barely. Jeez. Whoa. Whoa. Huh, I guess the steel plates are noticeably heavier than the other stuff. Cargo. Hey Reaper, how you doing? I am trying not to crash my ship. Okay, we are flying. Made a couple improvements since the last time. Got the tubes going in there, and then Got a piston up top that'll retract. There we go. And then it's building another. Yeah, no, crashing's not fun. I like a crash where I can like do some finagling and repair it, you know? But I don't like crash that like totals things. So I'm going to take stone from the drill and going to take it up a little higher and then drop it down into this storage tank. So just getting the foundation of the tank set up and the rounded part of it as best I can. And just gonna let it get dark so I can show people the lights. Can I reach these? No. Yes. There we go. How you been, Reaper? How's your new series going? I am behind on it. I apologize. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, those steel plates are heavy. I didn't think they were that heavy. Must be one of those like volume versus mass issues. Oh, oops. I don't know if I wanted that block there. It's fine. Arg, missed a spot. Yeah, I like the idea of having a forever world in Space Engineers. So if nothing else, it's just nice to have some buildings and stuff for like my mod showcase or whatever. You know, just something to like reference. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Haven't crashed yet. Been a little close though. I didn't put too much stopping power on this. Should be pretty cool. I think I found the best way to get on a connector is to line up first. And that way, when you go to connect, you don't need to worry about any other direction. You just need the side view. I feel like if there was a space school, it would have taught me that earlier. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's, I guess it is kind of tough though, because the early game is part of what's interesting in the game. Like, it's some of the most interesting parts. Once you get to late game, like, you got infinite resources sitting around, and it's a little, I don't know, too OP sometimes. So I figure at least with this, it gives me alternate engineering goals. Like, it really doesn't matter if I, when I ever get to space on this series. I think I'm just going to place all these blocks, and then I can worry about welding them later. Kind of want to get that stone ejector working sooner. Making a stone ejector to keep the stone, not to get rid of it. So funny. Yeah, like, I'm like with normal SE, like, I played on a server for a while, and it gave me an excuse to kind of work on stuff for a longer period of time. Like, I got this whole scrapyard full of Prototech, for example. I had like over 30 pieces of stolen Prototech kind of thing, which is cool, but didn't really know what to do with it at the time. And then once you've kind of seen every one of the Factorum bases and taken them out a few times, then so I guess you still kind of need to make up some good goals. Thank you. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this series so far. At least it's like different stuff, And hopefully it'll inspire a couple people to be like, all right, I need to aim for that in most of my playthroughs or something, or at least think about it. Nice. I don't know what I'm going to do on that. I like this tank is coming out pretty good. Actually, I should have figured out the exact terms for these things. It's kind of hard to articulate if you don't know, like, that industry. So here we go. We are mostly nighttime. Let's have the green light here. Maybe might end up doing more lights on it. I just decided it would go from green to red when it swaps. I could mix it up so it'd do it a little different timing or whatever, but cool. And then I added this. This just turns on when it's welding. It didn't really show too much, but it was an idea. And then I got these guys here pointing downward. And these lights down here. So it should be pretty fun. And then it's actually at the point where I'm going to need to add another set of pistons. And I think as I do, I'll just extend this down further. So eventually you'll just see this on the top. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. Which means I'm come back to the light of day. Thank you. Oh yeah, that. Okay, that's good. I can weld that later. I do kind of like the idea of doing a little bit of my detailing off camera. It's hard for me to like just sit here and contemplate when there's a stream going on, you know. And it does take a bit of that for me to feel creative. I don't like doing much off camera, but like that, I think that's a good use of it. It's for the detailing, because I can always demo it later, you know. Okay, so that's good. So we need to aim right above this. And oops. And I'm thinking we want a bit of height. Yeah, well, I don't know. I get nervous when I'm just like sitting there, you know, like I gotta be moving or something when I'm alive. I'm thinking at least this height. Let's see what that looks like from afar. I mean, it's okay to go a little higher than the actual drill even. Yeah, not all my thoughts. Oh,
Low. Fuel critical.
I almost died. Let's see. Yeah, if you get all my thoughts, then eventually I go off about AI and future stuff. So like, only so many people can handle that all the time. Yeah, I think about that height. Oof. I need to bring over tubing. Yep. You know, like sometimes I feel like a conveyor belt, or the old square conveyors would be more appropriate, but they just they look so shabby compared to the tubes that now I just use the tubes everywhere. Like, I'm moving stone. I really shouldn't be using a tube, but they just look so cool. Also, if I have an excuse for it, I could use another oxygen tank and probably an infinite amount of hydrogen. Yeah, I guess I could have snuck some in underneath that too if I wanted. Not too late now, but I could have. Yeah, see, here I am, sitting around contemplating, you know? Yeah, I do want to keep the conveyors thin, so I won't mix those in for that. Here, I guess let's just dig in here and steal a tube. Okay, so one up. I'm going in. How many deep is this? Okay, here's one more. Okay, I think I'm 90% sure that these pistons have, yeah, they have a sideways point, so I won't make it fall. For now, we'll just swap this to T. Yeah. To a T. Okay. This is pretty fun. I don't really make things this size very often. And I don't normally make anything this over the top either. I'm always trying to like save GCU and stuff. Let's see here. I think we'll just use armored. I guess armored and upward. Yeah. And eventually there will only be stone going through. Oh, I just realized I better put a filter on this or it'll pull everything from my main base and throw it in this container. Glad I thought of that one. I've definitely had issues with ejectors before where I've thrown out important parts into space. Okay, I think for now, I'm going to put a cargo container here just so I've got something to pull from. And then a sorter right after. I kind of like the square sorters for some reason. The round ones are sometimes too futuristic for me, I guess. And then I guess I just stair step the tubes upward. Ugh. I do need some support for it. So maybe I do tubes into armored now and then. Or tubes and then all armored? Yeah, I think I want to go all the way up first and then over. I'll do tubes up, then armored. No scripts. There's a chance I may use a PAM script eventually just to have some automated ships. I don't think they have much force when they come out, so I don't think against gravity that they'd go up very far. With gravity, they'd go fine. Let's see. Do I have? Yeah, definitely need the conveyors. I am playing the snake game. And I may still have like scaffolding next to it and under it and all that. Man, I would just love if I could have it like I mean, honestly, it'd be cool if they actually had real physical conveyors that you could put in for some of this stuff, or at least things that look like them. If I was good with modeling, I'd make actual belts. Just kind of don't want to get into modeling stuff. Gravgen, it can on a moon, but apparently can't do it in 1.0 gravity. So you need less than 1.0 gravity to have them work. I mean, that's not awful. Okay, and I'm going to do these armored ones for now just to give me some extra points. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of conveyors. And luckily, got that container right there. I don't know. But yeah, if actually, Luca had a little video on using gravity generators to mine on moons. I don't know. And a lot of people, when they make these like crazy drill ships, they like to have an injector at the back of it and then another ship picking up all the ore. I am not a fan of that, but people do that. I don't like it because if you're on like a multiplayer server, the amount of stone that's allowed to exist in the world it's shared. So if somebody else is ejecting stone at the same time, then your stuff will disappear. Nice. And when I switch from large to small, not sure what to use. Connector would probably be best because at least it'd be static that way. We'll see. All right. Oh, I just realized I'm actually gonna have to fix the drill to test it more. Oh, it's gonna be cool. So what I saw when I was looking up videos on it is that there was kind of like a little, like, kind of metal fence around where it came down. So it wasn't like, it wasn't necessarily completely open. Sometimes they are, but there was a little enclosure around where it would come down, which is probably cool here too. I think I want to look like 1 block wide shower, and this will catch anything within that. Hey, welcome back. Ooh, dang. Well, I hope your cell lasts. Okay. So we could use a connector. I guess I want to trim back 2 and switch over to small grid sooner rather than later. Insects connector. Oof, yeah, that sounded pretty bad. Reaper. Oh. I guess I could go upward as well, and then, but that would be a lot of extra stuff. I don't think I want that. I still need to make that video on like all the different ways to connect to small to large grid. The world needs this. I don't know if that's close enough, but we'll find out. That is not close enough. That ought to do it. Nice. Yeah, that's true. There's some differences between going in different directions, at least ease of use wise. Okay. Actually, just gonna put this here for now, just to clearly limit my space. Stone is small grid, so it really doesn't matter what I use to bring this over. Yeah. The one challenge is that the small ejectors don't really have a very large throughput. So I might actually need a bunch. Let's see here. There's that. And I guess I'll go. We'll just keep it simple for now. as we get it working, we can change some of the visuals. Let's see. So for my 4-drill small grid miner, I've got like 10 stone ejectors or something. This runs pretty slow though, so I think it's actually going to run slower than that. Three large ejectors with small grid conveyor junctions. Big ports going down and through small junctions. You're thinking like mixing them? I think I just want small though. So we'll just try it out. I mean, worst case is I gotta stop the drills. I don't think I'll actually need a lot of them. Well, yeah, I'll small grid, but like you're thinking like large, full-size connector on small grid of what you're saying. A mix. Let's just see how this goes. Side of it. I don't think stuff goes out very far. Probably don't actually need a wall to stop it. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of materials backed up, so like I don't need to worry about connecting this stone back to a refinery right away. Okay. Let's get the stone limitation on this. Whitelists. Stone. And I don't normally use drain all on that. Connector, small connector. All right. That does move forward a little bit. So I guess I could move it back one. That's funny. Connectors now. The large conveyor junction with small bridge. Oh, okay, gotcha. I could put one of those in the middle. All right, that is ejecting. That's good. I do want to pull it back one, but I probably want to change other parts about it. So let's fix the drill. One thing that I was thinking of doing is putting a set of connectors on the bottom so that I don't need to reset up that bottom rotor when I change stuff. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I don't think I need a connector. I think what I can do is I can reverse that bottom rotor, and then yeah, I can reverse it, and that way the rotor itself will still be connected, and so I won't need to worry about resetting it up. Yeah, okay. I think I can do that. We'll see. We'll try it. Let's set up a control panel first. Yeah. Control panel. Button panel, I guess. Yeah. I mean, since we'll be doing this whole extending thing now and then. Let's see. So as part of the process, I would want to pretty much just turn all the workings off on the bottom. And the pistons I might end up controlling manually. Probably. Okay, so we need a group of everything that I want to turn off right now, except for the pistons. Rotor. Well, I guess that's really just the rotors, right? Drill rotor. Oh my gosh. Drill rotors. Drill rotors. On, off. Oh yes. Sorry, you are correct, sir. Because I can't think of a time where I would want it spinning where I want the drills on or off separately. So Drill bottom. Whoops. No, wait. Drill bottom. Okay, nice. I didn't know I could actually search twice and add to a group as I went. Looks like I can. Okay. Drill. Drill bottom. On off. Yeah. Actually. I didn't label the bottom of this one. No, I did. There we go. Now I turned off those lights too. Nice. That's good. Okay, that's not gonna work. Well, gosh. I know there's a fair amount of space, but that's not enough. Grid align with gravity, that's not right. Oh. Sideways piston on top of your drill with the landing gear next to it. I worry about the stability. Probably okay though. And like that's probably close enough to lock. Take a look. Yeah, I'll give some thought to something with a piston. Worry about inviting clean. I kind of forgot like how I did this before. Oh, I guess I can go the opposite direction as well. That's probably easier. No, not close enough. I guess just before I've been really lucky on my placement of stuff. Maybe? I don't think it helps too much. It's still kind of the same distance issue. It's kind of weird. The landing gear will auto lock. Oh, yeah, here.
Really?
There, that should do it. Oh, come on, really? How is that not locked? Okay. Fine game. Be that way. Yeah, this was so easy before. What happened? I mean, there's a fair chance it would lock when it fell. Oh, here. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yay, it's locked. Whew. Now let's see if I can reverse this. Oh, let me check what the settings are on that. Rotor. Okay, that's advanced rotor top. And I have a velocity of 0.1. Okay. Yeah. That's rotor top. So glad that didn't explode on me. Piston squared. Yeah, it is a little bit of a pain because I have to get to the right point where it can lock again, but should be fine. Rotor top. Cool. Piston, square piston. Since it seems so stable, I figure I can add in a few more pistons. I mean, 4 is probably pretty solid. The thing I'm worried about is I was going at the slowest speed already, pretty much. We'll give it a shot. But I don't think I'm going to add any more pistons after this, at least. I think we're tempting Clang enough here. Yeah, but the more pistons, the more dangerous. But yeah, the longer I can let it run, which is nice. And worst case, if it wasn't going slow enough, I could set up timers to alternate which one's fired. But potentially, like, I don't think I want more than 5 pistons, so I think potentially I can save those, group them, and then in between here I just put regular conveyors down. So I keep the pistons on the top. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. If this works, it'll be awesome. Yeah, I know I have shear inertia. I couldn't do nearly this much without shear inertia tensor. It'd get wobbly. Okay. Let's see. Okay, pistons. It's moving just barely. Didn't want to crash into anything. It's gonna be pretty cool. Hopefully this doesn't explode. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Rotors. Rotor top. I think this was 0. What? Or was just 0.1? Okay, why is it? Whoa, that rotor. I need to set up share nursery, right? Oh. Oh, those new, the new pistons too. Okay. Nice. And then, so if I'm using these pistons forever, then I can just keep them in a group, which I'm excited about. Drill, piston, drill, pistons. I mean, I could put them in the same group, but I think I'll just keep them separate. Because I will need to, like, I'd like to be able to extend or retract them separately later. Drill pistons, velocity. Okay. Yeah, that is technically as slow as I can run it. I had 2 before, and now I have 5. And so before I was running there, so we'll try that. Slower is always better for me anyways, so. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I might need a moment to get to full speed. Yeah, I have. That's what I try to do, is have all the pistons move at once. That way, you don't need to worry about any timers or anything. Now, if you had a drill rig where you're like pushing outward, then you do have to handle that separate. But you're just going downward. I just run them all at once. Just make sure they're all turned on. I think they are. Maybe they are. Okay, good. Yeah, so I won't need to do anything until I replace it next. Yeah, that's good. Might be able to turn it up a little. I think as it gets a little bit lower, it'll start doing more. So just keep an eye on it. But hey, it's working. It's doing its job. Yay. That's pretty good. Do a little more welding here. Yeah, I mean, it's at least it's creating consistent flow, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on it and see if it starts to fill up or not. And I'll keep an eye on the drills too. I might be able to tweak them to go a little bit faster. And then I'm gonna have this, but then I'll do a similar thing to this for the gravel later, as part of the refinery, I'm guessing. It's not a lot, but it's something. I was considering, I mean, I think I still just want to build out more solar, but if we wanted a lot of refineries running, I was thinking of making a power cell discharger. Maybe one that's like super over the top. Because I mean, it would give me an excuse to make like a factory setup sort of thing. But a factory that made and moved power cells. Or batteries, essentially. I'd have infinite power then. We'll see. I'm considering doing 2 refineries, so maybe one for stone first, and then another module or something for the non-stone stuff. Not sure. Came out pretty good. Nice. I mean, it's just another unique thing you don't see very often. Let me fix this sunlight. Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking if I wanted to do a lot of power, I could set up something like this for essentially that would just be a battery each time. But I think it would be fun to do something where I like actually have an arm and lift and rotate the whatever I'm making. Nice. There we go. Oh yeah, it's it's no longer keeping up. See, that's the bottom. Ooh, yeah, I gotta slow down the pistons a little bit. Pistons. Phew. Well, when I've been drilling, I've actually been filling up my containers with stone. So I figured having extra storage for stone was a good idea anyways. Also because I may not, I may not pay attention, I might not switch out the drill. So like it's fine if I stock up on stone and then it's refining for a while. And also I just wanted something cool. That's all really. Something different. I feel like this would actually be appropriate for this type of mining operation. Or semi-appropriate. And it lets me bring things over in this direction. I'll just kind of keep building this way probably. Yeah, because I have solar going down to here, so without being awkward, I could come out to here without a problem. So we have, let's see, so we get into a stone refinery here. Then here some sort of like gravel ejector, and then maybe like the rest of the refining process here, and then maybe start to work this way with some of the assemblers. So like maybe I do assemblers where I'm at right now, and then start a factory right about here, I guess. That's my current plan. So we got power over there. We got to keep extending that. I don't think I need to extend it before the stone refinery, but I think I do need to extend it before other refining. Just because I don't have enough power. And then, so we got the drill, we got the stone storage, stone refining, gravel ejector, and other refining, assembly here, and then factory. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah. So let's see. So we got something there. We'll have the refinery. I'm gonna do like big smokestacks and stuff. And we get a little practice with that. Then and another ejector, and then I'll probably need to do power, and then I'll come back to the other refinery and we'll go a little bit bigger. Maybe some sorting. Well, the refinery should be good because I can just do a lot of smoke. The exhaust things, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun if I have that all put together. And then future stuff, you know, maybe multiple types of factories. I like the idea of a drone factory of some sort. I probably will use Pam just to have like some automated ships moving stuff around a little. I was originally planning to make more outposts and such, but I kind of like having one big base that's just got a lot going on. So I may not do outpost. We'll see. That's going. Let's see if the drills are backed up yet. No? Seem okay so far. Well, oh, actually, overflow would go back this way. Wait, no? Yeah, it could. Not anymore. Ooh. Okay, yeah, now the drill's just only going in this direction. Yeah. Potentially, I could... Well, I guess I don't really need a timer. Technically, pistons are timers. So I could add, since I'm not replacing the pistons, I could set up an event that tells me when a piston's fully extended. And so that way I'd know when I needed to come in and replace stuff. But this should go a really long time. Yeah. And I can build this out. It does not like being placed so close. Oof. Actually, I think there's more of a wiggle now. So I may not be able to get away with full blocks there anymore. Let's do these, and then on the side I'll use panels. I mean, unable to. What? Come on now. Okay, never mind. I'm going to use panels on this whole bottom part. Panels. Flat panels. Round panels. I don't like building this far with panels, but well, wait a minute. I guess panels have the same hitbox issue. The same fake hitbox issue, I guess. So I may have trouble placing originally, but once I place it, it's not going to have any issue. Yeah, it's coming together nicely. Yeah, it seems okay to place. It would take a lot of rattling for it to break, so I don't think it's going to break. Kind of tempted not to weld in the corner ones. Take a look and see how it is. I don't like to decorate with half welded blocks very often because you have issues with like build and repair and stuff. I'm not going to have build and repair here. I'll probably just fill it in. The thing is, with the pistons, they look nice, but you're not going to like see them move. It's too slow. Top off the hydrogen. I should maybe go hunting through some encounters just to get some better tools. I actually don't know, since I didn't enable economy yet, I'm not sure if I'll get all the other factions or I'll just like only get unknown. I'm not sure. I'm going to fill it in for now. I guess I can compare two sides in a moment. Yeah, I'll fill it in. Because it looks like a cage kind of thing, and I don't know why there's... Maybe space. I don't know. I don't really... I think if I just go to a couple of wrecks, I should be able to get something for flat. Kind of boycotting space for a bit. I was playing on that server for a while, and I did everything in space because that's where you're supposed to if you're PvP. I'm liking the planet play right now. It's also just better lighting. That's one of my problems with Space Engineers is the lighting. Like, it's not... I don't like staring into the dark, you know, when I'm streaming. Nice. Ooh, ooh. Oh, because it's a panel. I'm like, why does it look different? That's cool. Are the drills full? Ooh, one of the drills full. Okay, so I will need to either slow it down more or yeah, either way I want to have more ejectors, so let's turn those off. I'll turn that off too. Nice. But only one of the drills was full, so I think... Yeah, thanks, man. I think, I'll just put 2 more sets of this here. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to move it all back. Forgot about that. I think we'll back up 1, triple it. I think it'll be good. The conveyors on the side help with the stone ejectors. You mean like pointing outward to the side? I don't think it matters much. I'm having each individual ejector pull into itself, so it'll pull from wherever. Yeah. Save some lag this way. Yeah, apparently junctions are bad. Just because the amount of possible interaction points or something like that. Pretty good. If I was, on somebody else's server or something, I probably would not want to use all small connectors. The larger connectors are just so much more efficient. Actually, on my vertical miner blueprint, I gotta fix that because I'm using small connectors. It's also kind of a pain to weld. In my blueprint, this isn't bad. This should be plenty. Hopefully. Okay, connector. Small connector. Nice. That's awesome. Not sure if it'll be that fast normally, but it's pretty cool. And I'll figure out some better scaffolding for this. Turn these back on. Good. This should be a pretty good representation. Perfect. Nice. Stone. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to fill up 10 containers. That's great. Yeah, that gives me a lot of overflow. Well, and technically infinite physical overflow if I ever ran into a problem. But I don't think that'll be a possibility. Yeah, I don't think it would be possible for me to overflow this setup. Nice. Yeah. Actually, I was taking advantage of the fact that this tube wasn't quite a full block. So I guess I replace it with half blocks. Yeah. Man, I use a lot of half blocks these days. Yeah, that would be pretty funny if it just like overflowed, but no, I don't think it can. At least once it's refining. I guess if it wasn't refining, it could eventually. Nice. That came out cool. Okay, got that cleaned up a little. At some point, yeah, at some point I'm gonna actually need some like hydrogen storage. I have that mod that gets rid of stone, so I don't think I have trouble making trips of only ice. So maybe when we need a break from the other stuff over there, we can do like a hydrogen refinery setup over on this side. Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, I'll take a look. I might use some like beam blocks here or something. I'm gonna watch some of those videos too of like what the gravel refining places look like. They have a lot of diagonal like things, which kind of sucks. I'm not gonna build in this direction. Well, I'm not gonna build a refinery in this direction, so I can disconnect this right now. Or now. Yeah. Okay. Let me just double check, make sure we're not having any issues. Nope. The connector is empty, which means it's ahead of the processor. That is beautiful. Yeah, I will. I think I'm gonna take a break though. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm ready to wrap up for today. That was some good progress. That was exactly where I hoped to get to. And I may do a little decorating on this off camera a little bit. And I'll start figuring out what we're going to do for the next parts. But yeah, good stuff. Thanks for joining, everybody. It's great to see you. Great to hang out. It's been on a good engineering project here. So. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you. Catch you later.